Yes, there is. So yes, I feel a little bad for a lot of the artists right now because of all of that. And you can see that a lot of them are really affected by it.
Right.
There's so much anxiety. There's so much that happens, and I wish that there would be more of protection, for them, for the artists. So yeah, I guess it's just give and take, really. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be offered to you.
And the industry at the moment is so fast paced, like you said, because of
Yeah.
social media, but also because of the technology. Before it took longer. Like nowadays, you can just make a song and post it just like
Mm.
that. So for you,
Mm.
have you a lot of people have said, and I was actually even talking. There's a TV show called Friends. I'm sure you've heard of it. That today a lot of people say they don't make a show like Friends anymore. The same way they say that they talk about that. They talk about your music and they say they don't have the songs like Sir Ogie. They don't have that anymore nowadays. And times have changed. Things have evolved. Lyrics in order to adjust to the fast-paced demands of this industry.
Not at all. I do delve into a little bit of comedy. I mean, if you notice, I also sing
Yes.
some really strange songs, but
Yes.
that is just because that's a side of me that I know. You are right in saying that music has changed, but there's a lot of good music that's being produced
Mhm.
right now, and it. I'll tell you something, Edward. I don't know if you were here 10 years ago, because I have been president of OPM for 10, 11 years now. And there was an identity crisis as to, what is OPM? Who is
Mhm.
OPM? Where is OPM? Because we came from the band era, of E-heads and Parokya and all of that.
Right,
And then
right.
it exploded. And then people just wanted to listen to old songs.
Mhm.
And I have two albums actually where I paid tribute to the late George Canseco, and of course the late great OPM songs of the 70s and the 80s.
Of course.
And what could we do? We were selling during that time. OPM is dead.
Oh no.
And so, oh yeah, and so when I took over, that was a huge problem for us. So we had pockets and pockets of movements wherein we were trying to re-educate people with OPM. And one of the movements that was quite, the Moiras came from, the Ben and Bens came from, and all of these
Mhm.
people. And now when I look at the landscape, it makes me smile. It makes me so happy because people now say, "Ah, yes, that's OPM," and it's
Mhm.
in every dialect, as long as it's Filipino, it's OPM. So it's I feel good about it. Feel good about it.
Mhm.
I'm not taking the sole responsibility for that. It's just pockets of movements from everybody else.
Own very Filipino teleseries, which reflect our culture. And in the same
Right,
way, it's reflected in music.
right.
Where is the line, Sir Ogie, between original Filipino music sounding like OPM and people call
Be helped that, and because of the prominence of K-pop music, it can't be helped that it will have its influence not only on OPM, but I'm pretty sure it has its influence all over the world. And case in point is that their music is number one, number two in Billboard. All other cultures are the. I guess the challenge for OPM music is to find its place in the world, and slowly you're discovering it. I'm hearing of things like Ben and Ben's music being listened to in Korea.
Mhm.
That's a start. I think we are just, the world has become so small that bits and pieces of each other's culture will be embraced, and and adopted, and most especially in music now, because you're hearing it already. I've heard
Yeah.
of this OPM song being played in an American what do you call this? I
Show? Is it
sorry.
a show?
Yeah, it was a
Yes,
show.
I think this was a Shanty Dope song, Mats. I think it was played in a
Exactly.
Star Wars show.
So that's what I'm trying. That something that is catchy, something that is significant, something that is excellent, won't be ignored.
Mhm.
So that's it. So when you with your question, where do you draw the line? I don't think there's any line. The
Mhm.
only thing I can say is that if it's written by a Filipino, what sound it is. I mean, that's probably why you're saying it's controversial.
Mhm.
It sounds like that, but well, what doesn't sound like what? I
Right.
mean, with the proliferation of all these just advanced technology and sampling and all of these. Actually, I have to confess, I listen to a lot of BTS. All right,
Okay. Can
and
we just say for all the army out there, Sir Ogie, what's your favorite BTS song?
well, right now it's Butter, I should say,
Okay.
but when I would listen to the and I loved it because it was my daughter who got me into it. So I cannot tell you which specific song it was,
Right.
but I just know when I hear it, that it's just different. It's just different from
Mhm.
what they're doing right now. They're still all good, and that is why everything
Okay.
mixes and it works. I'm just probably old that I would say I think I like a lot of their old stuff. But when you listen to Butter, oh my gosh, it's unmistakably wonderful.
BTS.
It's a great song. It's a great. Did I,
No, you
did I
you
say
answered the
something
question
wrong?
perfectly. No, no, everything is great.
Yeah,
I'm just laughing
because
because I think the title of
Go
this
ahead.
episode is now Ogie Alcacid Army, official army, BTS, official fan of
I
BTS. No,
actually
you were
made
saying
I actually, I actually made friends with it's a K-pop group. They're called Day 6. I became friends with Jay, and there was one point I think last year or where actually we followed each other on Twitter, and we were exchanging. And I think it's also wearing a blue floral Gucci jacket,
yeah,
and
okay,
I think some of the BTS have that too, and he has it too, and I think Vice Ganda has it too.
the
So
exact same jacket.
yes, and then you can probably do a story in this. And there was a question posted by one of the fans who he's he's OPM and
Mhm.
he's with OPM and he's old and no, they were saying good things about me. So yeah, he's a really nice person and a good fellow, fellow. And
Uh,
yeah.
Sir, okay, would you ever consider history to be noticed as well? Would you ever consider reaching out to any member of BTS for for anything, even if it's just for a hello or a collaboration? Would you ever even
Of
have the thought of
course.
that?
My goodness, I'm such a fanboy for anything them to notice me.
Well,
But
actually,
yeah,
Sir Ogie, we have a lot. We have hundreds of people watching right now. We actually have over, just double checking, we have over 700,000 in virtual gifts on Kumu already.
like,
And
seriously,
we're, yes,
700,000.
700,000. And there's so many fans of
Oh wow,
yours. And
fantastic!
I'm sure a lot of them are K-pop fans as well. So let's
Mm-hmm.
let's ask for the power of the fandoms. If you are a BTS fan, if you are an OPM fan, spam them. Let's see, maybe something. Hey, if it's God's plan, it can work out. But to the over Lopez, just to give a short shout out, Sir Ogie, Zita Lopez, Mayward Closet Fan 201, Mayward Flyers official, Jonas Smith, and J. MWSG chapter, Mayat Smith. I'm Rain Luis, Sarang Hey Mayward, Hannah Amber. Hi na Amber. JD Bang 25.